28, 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. This is 28. They're all on page 441. Okay, I need to factor it. And you can say my professor made sure that I get tortured constantly with this. And then you will say, oh, I know. It's 2x minus 1 squared. I check. First term squared minus 2 times the first times the second plus the second term squared. But the thing is that this is always a positive number. It could also be 0 at 1/2. But a positive or 0 is always greater than or equal to 0. There is no use for anything. I will say x in anything. In other words, anything. How come? Yes. If I pick 0, I get 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is -1, squared is greater than 0. If I pick -5, -10 minus 1, -11, I square, I get 121, greater than or equal to 0. Anything. If I change, however, this, I'm saying here, or a different example, if I have 2x minus 1 squared greater than 0, I cannot consider everything. There is one number for which this will not be greater than 0 because it will be 0, which is x equals 1/2. So the solution for this will be negative infinity, 1/2 union, 1/2 infinity. So I have to be very careful. This says any positive or 0, then I don't have to worry. But this one says strictly positive, which means it cannot be 0. But 2x minus 1 is 0 when x is 1/2. So x equals 1/2 has to be excluded. Here is a last option for this. What if I have, I'm on 4, right? Yes, I'm on 4. What if I have 2x minus 1 squared less than or less than the second option? No, I don't want to do it right now because it's different. Less than 0. I will say no solutions. Not possible. For this to be negative, ever. But if I have 2x minus 1 squared less than or equal to 0, there is only one solution. One. For x equals 1/2. So be very careful. These inequalities can. So careful. This was 28. The next in line. Any questions on 28? I changed 28. This is 28. But I will have another discussion about other possibilities. 36. In 36, I see x squared, 36. X squared plus 2x squared. No, it's x cubed. Plus 2x squared minus 4x minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, in that case, I have to factor by grouping. I know we've done that 2 months ago almost. So factoring by grouping, because there are 4 terms. I do not look at the last 2. From here, I factor out. Can anyone help? So we factor out x squared. And what we have in parentheses, it has to come up from the other 2, otherwise I'm in trouble. I won't be able to factor.
X plus 2.
Very good. And it has to repeat. If it doesn't repeat, then it's potentially not factorable. What should I put in front for this to work?
-4.
Yes. Thank you very much. So then we have x plus 2, and then x squared minus 4 greater than or equal to 0. And this is x plus 2. I have to continue factoring. How do I factor x squared minus 4?
X minus 2.
Very good. And
X minus 2.
it's a
Or-
difference of
Yeah,
squares.
X plus 2.
Very good. So I see that these two are the same. So I'm going to rewrite as x plus 2 squared, x minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Now I can use the table. Only now I have 0 on one side and a product on the other. Otherwise, the table will not work. X is the variable in the problem. X plus 2, and I'm going to write it as squared, but we have to be careful on something in a minute. X minus 2, and the entire product. X plus 2 squared and x minus 2. Okay, obviously, x is anything. Oh. Where is x plus 2 or x plus 2 squared? It doesn't matter. 0.
-2.
Very good. So this one has a -2. Where is x minus 2 squared? X minus 2, 0.
2.
Very good. So these are the only numbers I care about. I care about -2 and I care about 2. Somewhere here there is a 0. I know exactly where. Somewhere here there is a 0. I know exactly where. Of course, same spot, the product is 0. How come? If either one is 0, the product will be 0. Okay. And now when I have to study the sign of this, I'm starting with the second one. It's not a problem. It's a linear function with a positive slope from negative to positive. Negative, it crosses the x-axis where it's 0, and then positive. That's not a big deal. But now let's think about this. This is always positive. And it is 0 when x is -2 because of the power 2. We're ready now to multiply. Positive by a negative, positive by a negative, positive by a positive. They want us to determine x such that all this is greater than or equal to 0, but only positive is greater than or equal to 0. Is this product positive? Yes, right here, which means for x, right here. So the solution for that, x in the interval, the equal symbol, I can include the 0, bracketed to infinity. Any questions on this? Any questions? And this was 36. And we said 38. Yes, 38 and 42. 38. 38 is identical. Let's do it too. So 38. X to the third plus 7x squared minus x minus 7 less than 0. Okay. Again, I see 4 terms. I don't look at the last 2. I will factor out from the first 2. And like we just did, is x squared and x plus 7. If I don't get an x plus 7 from the other 2, I can't continue. Is it there? It must be with a -1. Factor out x plus 7 and then x squared minus 1. And I know how to factor this. So I have x plus 7, x plus 1, x minus 1 less than 0. Do I have a product? Yes. Do I have 0? Yes. I can use the table. You don't have to use a table. If you want to use a different method, it's fine by me. X is a variable in the problem. X plus 7 is one factor. X plus 1 is another factor. X minus 1 is another factor. And the whole thing is the product. X plus 7, x plus 1, x minus 1. Can anyone give us at least the numbers that we have to put in the table? I'm sure you got used to it. Now it's a routine already. If you paid attention, it should be a routine at this point. So which numbers do we need to put in the table? And only those. I don't care for anything else. In ascending order. Anyone? Can anyone give us the zeros of these 3 polynomials, linear functions, where they are 0?
Would it be -7, +1, -1?
Perfect. In ascending order, -7, -1, and 1. This is extremely important to remember. They have to be in the correct order. -7, -1, and 1. 0, and 0, and 0, because this is a product. All of them have positive slope. I don't care to do anything else. If they have a positive slope, it must be it. If they have a negative slope, it'll be reversed. Multiply 3 negatives. Multiply 2 negatives. Multiply 1 negative. No negative. At this point, I look at the sign. Only now this makes sense. Oh, I have to choose negative because only negative is less than 0. Is this ever negative? Yes. For which x values? Do I include the 0? No. There is no equal symbol. So then ax is in the interval -∞, -7, and union -1, 1. Any questions? I don't know if you find the table self-explanatory, if it's visual, if it's good for you. I'm hoping you understand it. If you don't want to use it, I'm fine. But I'm just hoping that you understand the table. Any comments on the table? Is this okay? Anyone? Okay. I will continue with 42, and then we go to rationals. So 42 on the same page for 41. It's x to the third less than or equal to 4x squared. Same thing, it's a polynomial, degree 3. I have to move everything to one side. So I have x cubed minus 4x squared less than or equal to 0. I will factor out x squared and get x minus 4 less than or equal to 0. Is it a product? It is. Do I have 0 on one side? I do. Can I use the table? Yes. X squared, x minus 4, and the product. X squared, x minus 4. X is the variable in the problem, although it could also be a factor, but not here. And can anyone tell us what numbers we put in the table? We don't care about anything but a number for this and a number for this. We don't need any other numbers in there. Which numbers? Anyone? Well, this is 0 at 0 and this is 0 at 4. So the correct order will be 0 and then 4 in ascending order. It's a must. 0 here, 0 here, and since it's a product, 0 here and here. However, this is like, again, it's something squared, which will always, always be positive. This is another nice line from negative to positive because it has a positive leading coefficient. Again, I multiply, and I multiply. And we're asked less than or equal to 0. So less than or equal to 0 is this, which means this. So solution is x in the interval negative infinity 4. To be less than 0. Now if I change, look what happens. If, this is if I have x squared, x minus 4 greater than or equal to 0, what will you answer? How will you answer this? This is a different problem. I just made one up.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I changed the inequality symbol. For the same table, I changed the inequality symbol. How will I write the answer?
If you change the inequality symbol, then you would write it as 4 to positive, bracket 4 to positive infinity.
Great job. But I still have to include the 0. That was the catch. Right. So x in the interval if I didn't have the equal symbol, I would have used the parenthesis 4 to infinity. Done. But because I have the equal symbol, I have to include the possibility of an extra 0 at 0. Since it's just a single number, I have to use braces. It's just one element. I have to use the set notation, not the interval notation. Good. So now let's pick from rationals. Anyone would like to pick from 43 through 60? Okay, I will pick 54. And then you pick the next one.